Welcome to a brand new show, which is totally different from all other ones and isn't just a couple of blokes yabbering. This show has the potential to change lives, I think.
So it's important to mention,
Mm.
and not for algorithmic purposes at all, that we are going to be as revolutionary as Taylor Swift is to the current music milieu at the moment, and Ed Sheeran for that matter,
Right.
live.
I've heard of
See,
both of
see,
these people.
so what I'm doing there, Clive, is
Yes.
I'm manipulating the algorithm.
Is that right?
Yeah. So
Does
when
that
when
now
when
mean we have
people
millions of viewers?
Yeah, all the Swifties are watching us now,
Ah, brilliant. Ah,
and
if
whatever
I'd
those
have known it
cunts who
was
like
that
Ed
simple,
Sheeran are called.
I'd have done it years ago.
Yeah, I kind of worked it. I kind of thought about it because Taylor Swift has just brought out a new album like this week or like yesterday or something at the time of recording, and it occurred to me because I remember you and Ron on your other podcast on Magic Morning Wood, you
Yes.
were trying to sarcastically manipulate the clickbait on
Ah,
your thing,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
got
yes,
thinking
that's right.
about it, and I
Yes,
thought
yes.
because on the other
Yeah.
podcasts we've done,
It,
when
by
you
the
go on
way, by the
YouTube,
way,
yes,
that didn't work.
no, I'm sure it didn't work. However,
Right.
however, on the do you remember I well, we've all noticed, but we would occasionally notice when we pull our own podcasts up on YouTube,
Yes.
it has little
Times.
thumbnails of
Yes.
various people's faces who we've
Yes.
mentioned in the
So
podcast.
if I say
So
Steve
that's so if
Gutenberg now, there'll be hashtag Steve Gutenberg or something underneath.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's done
Ah,
it.
I
Yeah.
see.
I mean, I don't know why I was even thinking about Taylor Swift. We should have just said Gutenberg to begin with.
Yeah, if you want to be on
Gutenberg,
the cutting edge,
Selleck,
it's all about Stephen, isn't it?
Danson. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. So, so that's the algorithm sorted out. So apologies
Right.
for interrupting you,
No,
Clive.
no, 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 no. Good.
Please,
I'm glad.
please, please tell us about our new
Well,
podcast.
now that we have a wider audience to tell, I've
Listen up,
got a bit of,
Swifties.
I got a little bit of stage fright. But but yes, this is Heads in the Shed, and I'm Clive, and he is,
Darren.
and this is an excuse for me and Clive, not me and Clive, Clive, me and
You're in
Darren,
Clive now. Yeah.
um, to have a chat, about things that aren't um kung fu and Hong Kong and stuff like that. Because, I enjoyed chatting to Darren about films, and I realized we only talk about, a certain kind of film. So I thought, well, here's a good excuse to, talk about some other stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and the way we're going to go about this is via the random word generator. So each at the end of this episode, for example, we will be dusting off the random word. I've got the random word generator here, coal powered.
Got the yeah.
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 And
You got to
whatever.
wind up the whistle as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Before
The
you put the
whistle,
coal on,
the
you got to
whistle
wind
is
the
wound.
whistle. Yeah, yeah, good.
And whatever it comes up with, the word, then me and Darren shall be reacting to it next time. So this
By
time,
which you mean choosing films based on that one word.
yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
So this time, um, obviously this is the only time that it's not going to happen live on the show.
Oh, it is happening live then, is
Well, you
it?
know what I mean. We don't have to show. We were arguing about this whether we were going to go to the
Where,
problem of sharing the screen of me doing it.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
we're going to work it out
Yes.
towards
I
the end of the
I
show.
would rather not. I'd rather just do it and then just tell you. But
Yeah, but that's not what the Swifties want, Clive. You got to think of the Swifties now.
well, now, yeah, I
They
didn't
need
have them in
they
mind when
need
I first thought about this. See.
they need salacious instant gratification. and
Or as you
I'm into
mentioned,
giving
the
it to them.
Ed. I've got the Sheeran fans. They're obviously their Eds in the shed, aren't they?
Oh, Ed's in the shed. Oh, there we are. See,
Yeah.
hello, Ed. I know you're watching.
Yes.
Your music is really shit. But do send your fans our way if you don't mind.
Mm.
That's
Um.
okay.
Yeah. I'm sure. I think Ed Sheeran and probably Taylor Swift as well. Actually, is one of those artists where I'm sure I have heard their music. I'm sure it's ubiquitous. It's probably at least in a film or a TV series or something. But I don't know. Like oh, that's
No,
Ed Sheeran. I have no idea. But I'm sure I must have
no.
heard their music.
I think Taylor Swift, fair play to her, um, writes her own songs. Um, a lot of her songs that I've heard are quite catchy. I can't think of one now. I certainly couldn't sing one, but
Right.
then I am nearly 50. Um,
Yes.
50 rhymes with Swifty, Taylor Swift
There we
algorithm.
go.
Um, see?
It's going to be good, this show, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
We're
Yeah.
already bringing the quality, and we are not even
That's it.
talking about films yet.
No, exactly. Wait till we get monetized, Clive. It'd be wall to wall diarrhea tablets and pile cushions.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's fine. So long as they give us the
Yeah.
we are for sale.
Yeah.
We are, and
No,
and we're
no one's
reasonably
buying,
priced.
unfortunately, but we're very much on sale. We've got like the stickers over 10 deep. We're down to 25 pence
Yeah,
for two.
we are the yellow sticker with a barcode on in
Yeah.
Tesco's of the podcast world.
Yes.
You know,
Proudly
but
so.
everyone likes a bargain.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Even millionaires like Taylor Swift and Ed
Odell
Sheeran
boy.
or Del Boy like a
Yeah.
bargain. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, we did turn on the random word generator a few weeks ago, off screen, and the word was asylum. So both me and Darren responded to this, and so I think Darren is going to present first. So, Darren, what highly imaginative what did you come up with?
Well, it took me a while.
Yes,
Took me a while. It took me a lot of research to try and find a film that might have something to do with the word asylum.
I can just see the
After,
montage of you kind
yeah,
of looking through dusty
yeah,
old
just
books and yeah,
writing notes,
yeah,
typing, like Angela Lansbury,
yeah. Or I
you
like
know.
to think of you a bit like Darren McGavin in The Night Stalker.
Oh, thank you. Yes, with a little
Yeah.
straw hat. Yeah,
And
thank
then the
you. Thank you,
fan
Clive. Us.
suddenly stopped and you looked round and what did you
Yeah.
come up with?
I came up with the film Asylum from
You
1972.
too.
Well, someone had to bloody do it, didn't they? One of us had to do it.
Well, I'm glad you did
So
actually
yeah, and
because
also,
I think that's also what this show is all. I mean, this show we don't want to know what it is yet, but I suspect it's going to be it's going to be a mix of us kind of checking out stuff that maybe has always been on our radar but we haven't got to before, and deep nostalgia as well, right?
yeah,
Which
yeah.
definitely this I think ties into this first.
Yeah, and I think for me anyway, this first show is exactly that you've described, because I had never seen or actually heard of the
Mm,
second film, the film that you had chosen,
right,
but it's something brand new to me that I was really interested to watch.
right,
And Asylum is something I know like the back of my hand.
right.
Um, Having grown up in the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and had access to BBC One and BBC Two throughout that era, and been a horror fan.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
um, Asylum, 1972. Roy Ward Baker, not previously Hammer, but this is Amicus, isn't it? Um, not the finest from the stable is our Roy Ward Baker, but he had his moments.
Well, I was having a look because so he's got a pretty interesting
Mm,
filmography all told. I mean, he did direct um A Night to Remember, right? Back
true.
in the
Yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And um Quatermass and the Pit.
Now, Quatermass in the Pit is a classic. However,
Yeah.
any fucking numpty can make Nigel Neal's masterpiece, you know, look good because Nigel Neal's masterpiece is automatically good.
Yeah, but it is a very
No,
fine film.
it's a very effective film.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes. However,
yeah. Mm,
also Roy Ward Baker is Scars of Dracula,
yeah.
which I just
You,
saw
you,
actually for a rewatch for the longest time recently, and that is it's not good.
I do like the Terry out of Minders in it though.
Oh yeah, Dennis Waterman's in Scars, isn't he? Yeah. But also,
I
so he
do
did
like that.
Vampire Lovers, Legends of
Vampire,
Them
oh,
Gold,
well,
yeah, Legends of Them Golden Vampires,
yeah.
and like episode. I was looking at this episode, like episode. He did like episodes of like the Persuaders and the Avengers and the Saint and
Mm.
Randall and Hopkirk deceased and stuff like that. So
Yeah, yeah. But he's not Terence Fisher, is he?
no, but then again, I mean, I would wager that most Hammer fans when Quatermass in the Pit is probably in a lot of people's top five, right?
Yes. No, I agree. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. And A Night to
Yeah. No,
Remember.
fair play.
I mean,
Fair point.
clearly, it's an interesting one. Yeah. I mean, and Asylum is, yeah. Um, I don't know where to put Roy Ward Baker because on the one hand, he seems like a solid kind of pair of hands, but then, yes, on the other hand, he does have this weird hack like track record, right? So I wonder if
He's more hack than auteur, isn't he?
well, I
I
don't know
think.
because I'm wondering if both of us are maybe we're kind of off balance towards his later work. I mean, I don't think I've seen hardly any of his films from the 50s and stuff other than A Night to
No,
Remember. So he
no,
could
fair
have
play.
been like maybe
Yeah,
that's when he made his bones, right? Was
yeah, true, true. Yeah.
uh,
Um, but
anyway,
yeah,
Roy Ward Baker, yeah.
so Roy Ward Baker, fine. And we're in the sweet spot for me anyway.
Mm.
I'm fairly sure for Clive. We are in amicus horror portmanteau territory.
Right.
And this is a very comfortable, sweet, cuddly little blanket
Yeah.
that that when I wrap myself in, I feel very happy.
Old slippers.
Yes. Now, this is not the best of the portmanteaus.
No.
This
Um,
is mid-range, I would say. I
I
would
don't
say
know.
we're in the middle here.
I'd have to go back. So there's seven basically. There's seven Amicus anthology horrors, right?
Mm.
They are in order: Doctor Terror's House of Horrors,
Yeah.
Torture Garden,
Mm-hmm.
The House of Drip Blood, Tales from the Crypt, Asylum, Vault of Horror, From Beyond the Grave,
Yeah.
right? I think I would
Mm-hmm.
have to go back and rewatch. I don't remember much about Torture Garden,
I
but
think that's at the low end, if I'm honest.
yeah, well, I think this
Yeah.
might be as well for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm putting it in. I'm putting it above Torture Gun. The other film I put in that category, even though it's not Amicus,
Yeah.
is Tales that Witness Madness,
Yes. Yes.
which has the same flavour and, if I'm not mistaken, the same director or a Hammer or Amicus director who's I can't I haven't looked up,
I
to be
think
honest.
it's isn't Tales that Witness Madness Yeah, I can't remember now. But yeah, it's someone like Peter
No,
Sty or someone like that, doesn't it?
someone like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Or
It's
actually,
very much in the same.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so I'd kind of include that.
there's also the Monster Club later on, and do you remember the one, the Uncanny, Peter Cushing and the Cats, the
Oh yeah,
Canadian?
the uncanny. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's because 3 stories around cats, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
So so I think if let's be generous and view that. And Monster Club, I have a great fondness for, even though
but
it's
it is
kind
now.
of shit.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah. I see what you're
it
saying.
is
In the
shit.
wider world of the portmanteau, Asylum is closer to the middle than it is the bottom.
I'm saying it's in the middle.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
It's
Yes,
yeah, yeah,
in that context, yes, yes.
yeah, yeah. If we're viewing the era, the heyday of the portmanteau, which would be well, the whole of the 70s, pretty much,
Yeah, yeah. So we're
isn't it?
excluding
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Dead of Night or something like that.
yeah. Exclude Dead of Night, exclude America, exclude the common ones,
Mm.
because what's that called? Tales
Tales
of
of
Terror or
Terror,
something,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exclude them, but yeah, British Hammer-ish, Amicus-ish portmanteau, we're mid-range.
Yeah.
So, um, the other person other than Roy Ward Baker, whose show this is Robert Bloch.
Mm.
Um,
Robert
Robert Bloch,
Bloch.
everyone knows. Uh, is that how you pronounce it?
No, no, it is Bloch. It is Bloch.
It is Bloch, isn't it?
Yeah.
I remember me and you having an argument about 25 years ago about
Well, I
how
don't
to
think it was an
pronounce his name.
argument. I think it was just me being an idiot and calling him Robert Bloch, and then you straightening me out and saying it's Robert Bloch. But
No, I don't think
senility has set in and you've forgotten.
No, I don't think I don't think it ever got worked out. To be honest,
Oh
I
no, I
could
think it
be
is Bloch.
still be wrong.
Whenever I hear other people say it, it's Bloch. But
Oh,
see,
okay,
we
yeah,
have the option. We could call him Robert Bloch.
Bloch.
Yeah,
Yes,
let's do
yeah.
that then. That's unique to us.
All right, we
Robert
call him
Bloch.
Robert Bloch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bloch Bach.
Bloch. Yeah, Bloch Gartwin. We
Yeah, there we go.
got it.
Yes. Um,
Blochaglo.
Bloch. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So obviously everyone knows Robert Bloch wrote Psycho, which is probably what he's most known for. But he's also a massively prolific short story writer,
Yeah.
and kind of, him and Rod Serling, who were operating at about the same time, kind of corner the market on the dystopian future, or man in a dissatisfied relationship with his wife. Ooh, there's a twist at the end and everything's upside down.
Right. Where do you stand on? So obviously we'll talk about, because we read a few of the short stories for this, right? They're based on. Where do you stand on Robert Bloch? I have to admit, for me, he's someone I suppose I'm obviously very aware of, and you grew up and you read one here, one there in anthologies and stuff. But I don't ever remember as a kid like going full in, like, I love that Robert Bloch. I'm going to get me a a Robert Bloch anthology and read it cover to cover. I Years later I read, is it the opener of The Way, or it's like one of his earlier ones when he was still very much Lovecraft inspired.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
And I've read Psycho, and again, difficult to discern how that would have been when it was new, but seems very much to me an okay book made into a
Yeah,
classic film.
Psycho's the least of his work, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah,
I think Robert Bloch should be known for his portmanteau style, Twilight Zone esque, twisty
short stories. Yeah,
portmanteau
yeah.
stories. Yeah,
In
exactly.
fact, I don't think
That's
I've.
what Robert Bloch is to me.
Yeah, I don't think I've. I'm wondering if I've read a Robert Bloch novel other than Psycho, and maybe I haven't. Maybe
I
it's
haven't.
Psycho and short stories is
Yeah,
for
same.
me.
Yeah, same
And
here.
his short
Yeah,
stories are, yeah, they're in a way they're quintessential for those kind of stories, aren't they? The things that would have
Yeah,
turned up. Well, originally they were in pulps and stuff, but I think we associate them with the pan horror book of horror
exactly.
stories kind
Yeah,
of era, right? Um,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
but consistently amusing. But I rarely do I think of there isn't like for me at least there isn't like a standout and like I know some people really rate yours truly Jack the Ripper for example
Oh, yeah.
um
Yeah.
but I've never really fallen in love with Robert Bloch. I'm getting the feeling you're the same, you know.
No, not really. No, again, where does the love of the portmanteau, the 70s portmanteau, and the love of Roadblock, where do they sort of, it's a Venn diagram that's
Right.
almost just one circle, as far as I'm concerned. So
Right.
I don't feel that I can love the portmanteau that is generally in a Robert Bloch style
Mm.
without loving Robert Bloch. Um, and I think the the predictability of the twist. So something, I don't know, something like you wake up in a an unhappy man wakes up in a different bed one day, and it turns out at the end everyone's a robot and he's the only human, and
Right, right, right.
whatever it is,
Yeah.
whatever that funny twist is at the end. Um, that's so in the DNA of the portmanteau. Where does the love of the
Yes.
portmanteau end, and the
Yes.
love of the twisty Robert Bloch style short story begin?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the difference? And I can't
No,
disentangle
no, no,
them.
I know what you mean, but I suppose what I mean is he's yeah, like you said, he's woven so into the fabric of if you have this love of this the portmanteau and the everything surrounding it, then you have to accept the block of it. But what I mean is if I were to compile, someone asked me to compile like my favorite short horror stories or something like that. I
Mm.
don't think a Robert Bloch one would be in there. Let's put it that way.
No, probably not. However, I think something that a disservice we might be doing Robert Bloch is that we've probably seen his stories on screen either more than we've read them or before we've read them. So
Yes,
we've never
yes,
got the zingers on the page. We've only
this
ever
is
got the
true.
zingers in cinema or Twilight Zone or Monsters or whatever.
Yes, we weren't reading, weird tales hot off the presses or something like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. We weren't
Yeah.
around in 1957 to buy weird tales and have our minds blown.
But anyway, so Robert Bloch writes the screenplay and kind of adapts uh 4 to 5 of his own short stories as we go through, I suppose we'll talk about the short stories as well. And then on the back end, maybe we'll talk about a few other adaptations of some of these stories that we took a look at from the world of television.
Yes, I watched them. That's good.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
good.
No, I had fun with that. Yeah.
So what happens? What's the framing device then of Asylum? How does this one kick off?
Right. So Jesus Christ himself
Yes, yes, he
arrives.
grist.
Yes, yes, he Tyrion
Yeah.
arrives. No one's going to get that. Not enough Welsh. Hardly anyone watch these shows anyway. Let alone
Well,
Welsh
hang on.
people.
I was
Listen,
told
yeah.
Swifties millions were going to be watching it.
Well, how many of them do you think are Welsh who know Yesi
And there must be
Tyrion? They
loads of
probably don't
Welsh.
even sing Yesi Tyrion in schools anymore.
Do they not?
I don't know. I'll have to ask. We need to ask a
You
child.
just you just made that up.
What?
They don't sing Yes, he did in school anymore.
Yeah, I don't know that. I just said that.
They might sing it all day long, as far as you know.
They might do.
Yeah,
They might
they don't
do.
even do lessons anymore. They just
My point is, the majority of people watching this podcast are not going to know what the fuck Yesy Tyrion is.
yes. But is that going to stop
Yeah,
us doing it? No,
absolutely not.
no.
So, Robert Powell, Jesus Christ himself,
Yes,
is a psychiatrist. He's got a new job. He rocks up at the mental asylum, knocks on the door, gets let in.
Dunsmore.
Dunsmore, that's it. And he goes to see who's the. I keep getting him confused. It's not Herbert
No,
Lom,
no, it's
because
Patrick
Herbert Lom
McGee.
is that's it, Patrick McGee.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
In a
yeah,
wheelchair
so
again, like he was in A Clockwork Orange.
lazy bastard.
Yes.
That's one lazy fucking actor that is. Yeah. So anyway, Patrick McGee is the warden of the asylum.
Yeah,
Or he's the
what do you call it? Well, he's not the main fella in charge. He's not the director. He's like the assistant director or something like that. It turns out, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the main director has
Mm.
run off and gone mental and is now a patient.
Yes,
So in
and
order to
attacked him.
get
That's why he's in a wheelchair, isn't it? He was attacked
yeah,
by
yeah.
This is
So in order
Dr.
yeah,
Star, isn't it?
that's him. Yeah. So
Yeah.
they're after Dr. Star. So the whole premise is that Robert Powell hasn't quite got the job yet. He's still in the interview process. And in order to get the job, he has to work out which of the patients in the asylum is actually the previous director of the asylum. And that is the framing device.
I quite
And
like
then,
Robert Powell in this as well, because he's very like he doesn't seem like a man who's turned up for a job interview. Like he's full of outrage and he's got attitude. It's the closest I've ever seen Robert Powell to being Richard E. Grant.
yeah, but think about it though. Robert Powell is not fucking about for the whole of the 70s.
Yeah, yeah.
Think about any of his performances in the 70s. He's not fucking about. He's not suffering any fools, is he?
Yeah, he's a bit, but unfair maybe to Robert Powell. But I think for our generation, he's one of those. When we were growing up, he was a little bit of a joke from like coffee commercials and stuff. But before he got there, oh no, I'm thinking of Gareth Hunt, that is, isn't it? Sorry, but yeah, but you know what I mean. He's in that
Yeah.
category
No,
of
no, he's in the
people
NAF category. You're right.
who
You're
did
right. He's in the
solid
NAF.
work in the 70s, which we didn't know
Yeah.
about. I'm
Yeah.
thinking of Ian McShane as well in a similar kind of category, right? Like
Yeah,
we just
exactly.
thought, oh,
Yeah.
he's that fucking Lovejoy with a mullet.
Yeah, exactly. Look at him in the. He's in that fucking. What's that Malcolm McDowell film about the fairies? Tam O'Shanta or something.
Oh
What's it
yeah,
called?
Tamlin.
Tamlin. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Tam
I
O'Shanta.
like that. Tam O'Shanta.
I haven't seen that
My
actually. Chris
apologies.
Robinson's in it as well, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so Patrick McGee's tasked Robert Powell with, all right, which one of the patients is the former Dr. Star? So he goes upstairs and the kind of the orderly, I guess, as played by Jeffrey Bale I think you pronounce it.
Yeah.
In a
Yeah.
role supposed to be played by Spike Milligan, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which kind of makes sense.
That's a shame because he looks quite a lot like Spike Milligan.
Yes, and towards the end when he has his kind of weird giggling fit, you can kind of see Spike Milligan doing that, can't you?
Yeah, you know what? Spike Milligan wouldn't have worked in that unless that would have been a springboard to a whole new career for Spike Milligan. But
yeah, I think Spike Milligan would have been a bit too like bailed in kind of until the end at least. And spoilers, by the way. No, we're not going to avoid spoilers. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Spoiler warning. Yeah, no, that would have been a bit bailed in kind of grounds it until then at least. Whereas Spike Milligan, I would imagine, would have probably been a bit over the top, right?
Yeah, well, he may have been a good actor. I don't know, but yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think if I know of any like Spike Milligan, like, straight performances, really.
No, I don't know. I mean, there might be something in the late 60s, early 70s around the Beatles, around Ringo Starr, because he's in some funny stuff in, what's that one? The couch, the one with the couch, the one with the settee.
The Bed Sit Room.
That's it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But I can't remember
He's
if
in that. Yeah.
that's a really interesting film as well. But I can't remember if he
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
plays like a straight role in it or not. I can't
No,
remember.
I can't. I don't remember. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
That would be an
Yeah,
interesting
I
one if
didn't
that
know
comes
that.
up.
Yeah.
For instance, if our random word generator says bed today, that would be an interesting one to. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, like yeah. So Bale then
You
introduces
you
each
know it's
role.
gonna say fucking and or something. It's gonna be like it's gonna be like there.
Yeah, well, we must obey though. We
Yeah.
must obey the random. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, we are slaves to the
it's
algorithm,
like
just
the
like the
yes,
Swifties. Yeah.
yes,
Just like the win $1,000 million if you click now
yes. We're
algorithm.
yeah we're slaves to the algorithm like Grace Jones.
Yes,
Yes.
quite right.
Um. So,
So
and
anyway,
each patient
right. So Jeffrey
has a
Deacon's showing him
story. Yeah,
around. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So, what's our first story then, Darren?
Well, the first one I think is the weakest one.
Oh, we're already disagreeing.
Oh,
This is my.
oh,
This has always been my highlight of the whole film.
really?
Yeah, as
No, I don't like this one at
silly
all.
and cartoonish as it is, but it's all silly and cartoon. This is at least. I tell you what this is. It makes sense that it comes between Tales from the Crypt and Vault of Horror. This is the most EC comics of all the stories, I think, this one.
Yes, I would agree with that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Would I? Yes, I would. Yeah, yeah. This is definitely, yeah, this is creep show, isn't it? This
Yeah.
is
Yeah. Yeah.
very much creep
Definitely.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. But on the screen, I think it's too silly. I can buy it on the page because we've read it. We both read it,
Right.
but I can't buy it on screen anyway. Well, I can't buy it the way they made it on screen anyway. So
Right.
anyway, we've got Richard Todd, right, who's having a bit of an affair and has got a bit of a kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? A nagging wife, as everyone does in the 70s, especially in portmanteau, right?
Yeah. Everyone was hiding down the pub from their wives in the 70s.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
From Andy
In
Cap
flat
to,
caps.
yeah, to,
Yeah,
to
exactly,
Richard
yeah.
Todd. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So anyway, incidentally, his wife is into African magic,
Yes. I
which
think
is
this is not in the short story, is it? This is
no, because she's like Cajun or something, isn't she? So in the story, she's ethnically like Cajun or it's not Cajun, it's something else, isn't
no,
it?
but it's
It's
something, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. But
yeah,
in this case, like you said, she's been studying under some sort of witch
she's got like a
doctor.
guru witch
Yeah.
doctor kind of man who we
And
never see.
no,
Yeah,
it's Uwanga, isn't it? She's wearing an Uwanga bracelet charm thing.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
It is
so
quite
anyway,
interesting as
so,
we go along, actually. It is quite interesting how to note how Robert Bloch kind of cannibalizes himself and sometimes extends things and sometimes changes things depending on it was quite an
yeah,
interesting
yeah.
exercise, this, I have to say.
Well,
In
I mean, to be
Yeah.
in fairness, this could be the director's rewrite.
Well, yeah, it's true. It's
He's
true.
got he's got a writing credit, which he has to because it's his story. But this could very much be Roy Ward Baker
Yeah,
doctoring
although
it at the time.
across the yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah, I get the feeling that Robert Bloch wasn't shy about,
Oh no, he didn't give a
recycling.
shit. No, no,
Yeah,
no, no.
yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so cheating husband, nagging wife into African magic. Um, he ends up killing her
This is
very early on
Sylvia
in the
Sims
story.
is the wife.
Sylvia Sims. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
Barbara
Bungs are in.
Parkin from Valley of the Dolls as his lover, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he's got the lover. He's on the phone to his lover kind of constantly. Chops his wife up quite what's the word, callously. Kind of no compunction about chopping up his wife. Buns are in the freezer. And I think for context, I think that the deep freeze, the freezer, the
Yeah,
chest freezer,
yeah,
was quite the thing to have in the early 70s.
yeah.
I
She's
think this was
pleased to
a
have it.
revolution in domestic appliances in the early 70s.
Yes, it's when we all stopped having dysentery from rotten food.
That's right. Yeah,
Yes.
and it's the rise of the bee jam. The bee jams became very popular.
You've
Remember bee
lost
jam,
me.
Clive?
What's a bee jam?
So Iceland,
Yes. As
the
in the country
supermarket,
or the store?
the supermarket with the
Oh,
frozen
Mum has
food.
gone to Iceland.
That's the one. Well,
Yeah.
before there was Iceland, there was bee jams.
Oh, right. Oh, no, I don't know about
Yeah,
this.
it was bee jams in the early 80s.
I don't think I remember. Would there have been a bee jam near us?
Yes, I think there was one in Swansea. I remember going to it when I was very young, and we used to travel.
Ah.
And Swansea from us
By
is like
horse and cart
15 or
in
20.
those days.
That's it. Yeah, we used to walk 20 miles to Swansea to go bee jams. And
It's
we
a
used to
shit
carry,
name for a store, isn't it?
yeah, I don't know where that comes from. But anyway, there's bee jams. I'm sure if anyone ever watches this who's of a certain age in the UK, they know exactly what the bee
Well,
jams
I've
is.
I've never heard of a bee jam. In
No,
fact,
I can assure you.
I thought you were being lewd or something there for a minute. I
No, no,
thought
no.
that's right.
Bee jam is the late 70s, early 80s version of Iceland.
But now that you mention it, I do like I do like having a blow job from someone with a mouthful of jam,
Mm,
and that's
yeah, yeah,
what
yeah.
it sounds like.
Well, it helps you and them at the same time, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Strawberry is my, but
Uh,
that's just a color. Raspberry would work as well.
I thought well, raspberry's better because of the pips and the friction, isn't it?
This is true. I may have to switch brands. So anyway,
Is it
yes,
is it
and
is
he
it Robinsons or Bon Mammon for you? Are
Robin
you are
says,
you
Robin says, I like
are
to
you
keep
Robin
it,
guys?
I like to keep, my feet on the ground. Remember my
Yeah, I
roots.
knew you weren't that classy, Clive.
No, no.
Anyway,
Um, you forgot to mention he chops it into little bits as well.
I
And
know I was getting to that,
oh,
but
sorry,
we got sidetracked on bee jams. So anyway, he kills his wife,
yes.
chops her up, puts her in the deep freeze
Well,
in
amusingly,
very neatly
I find it
wrapped packages.
yes, yes, brown paper with string, yeah, which is always
Yeah,
quite cute.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And then her bits come and kill him.
yeah,
That's
pretty
pretty
much.
much it.
Didn't
Yeah.
you think that? Didn't you think, for instance, there's a shot of like, and then the his bird comes down and she gets terrorized by the pats as well, right? But didn't you think there's a bit where there's like the head at the top of the stairs and it's breathing and the sucking of the brown paper going?
Yeah, that wasn't bad. Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
quite
That was
like
quite good.
I know what you mean. It's like because you see these
I think,
body parts going around and you're thinking, yeah, they're quite easy to run away from, right? Um,
yeah,
but
I think
for me,
suspension of
it is
disbelief.
cartoonishly, ghoulishly entertaining. This one,
I, I don't hate it.
ah,
I kind of like it, but I still think it's the weakest of the
see, that's to me,
four.
it's not only is it to do with whether you think it's the weakest or the strongest. The thing is, if you remove this, I don't rate Asylum at all without it. This is the one I always
Um,
remember. I totally
okay,
forgotten the other stories.
okay. No, it's for me. It's the Herbert Lom. Herbert Lom. The Herbert Lom one makes me remember Asylum. That's what I remember, and
Well,
that's shit. That is
and it's
shit,
even
right?
sillier, isn't it? It's even more
It's really
laughable.
silly.
Yeah.
But but um, I think if it was staged a bit better, but and you're right, the whole
That's quite,
breathing
yeah, that's
through
quite
the
creepy. Yeah.
that's excellent, right? But when you when you've got a leg, like, like
Right.
trying to attack someone in brown paper, it's fucking ridiculous. It's all right
Oh
on a
yeah,
page.
it's all ridiculous. That's the thing. It's all ridiculous, I think.
No,
I
no,
mean,
but I
it's.
think that's jumping the shark a little bit.
Oh no, I think we jumped the
The,
shark when we got a little toy robot with Donald Trump's head on it. Anyway, we'll get to that. Because I was
yeah.
actually laughing out loud at that bit, but
Okay.
but anyway, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so there
We
we go. We're off
disagree.
to
Anyway,
a
so the thing, so the brown paper bag body parts come back
yeah,
and kill the husband.
yeah.
That's
So we're
it.
off to a, but we are off to a. Even if we know what territory we're in with this story, it kind of lays the groundwork, right? It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so next up is the weird tailor, right?
Yeah, I like this one. I've always liked this one.
Um, yeah, I mean it is again. I mean, yeah, let's take it for granted that they're all quite silly. Just again, because of, like you said, things you can get away with on the page, you
Mm.
can't get away with on screen. Really. Um, yeah, so
Yeah,
this is
this one is this one is as difficult to get away with as the previous one.
yeah, so this is Barry Morse as a old tailor,
Yeah,
um, tasked with making a suit for good
Peter
old Peter
Cushing.
Cushing.
Yeah,
Uh, apparently for his son, and he brings this special shiny material, which means they've got a couple of lamps just off camera shine. It's
yeah, but I like that. See, I, I'm see they, you know, if the whole of Tron was just
made by
lamps shining
Amicus.
on a bit of yeah,
Amicus is Tron.
I'd have been
Yeah,
but I'd have been happy with that. I'd have liked that.
right.
I'd have Robert Powell chase just no motorbikes.
No,
Just
or
just him in a shiny suit chasing after
yeah,
people.
or like yeah, like not BMX. What was the bike when you had the gear stick in the middle on the
Oh, the chopper.
yeah choppers instead of yeah. Yeah. Fuck. I want to see that now. That sounds good. I wonder, you
Yeah,
never know, maybe that's what the new Tron will be like.
that's
The
it.
new one on the way, isn't
No,
there?
no, I've seen it. I've seen the trailer for that. Jared Leto's in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think he's the main one in it.
Oh, no. It's a shame.
Yeah,
It's a shame I've
yeah,
gone right off him over the years.
yeah. Well,
I used to quite
apparently
like
he's
him, but
well. He may yet redeem himself because apparently Jared Leto is playing Skeletor in the new He-Man film.
oh, now I can kind of see that. I can
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
But is that close to because that's something they've been trying to make well since Masters of the Universe in the 80s. Even
yeah,
John
yeah, yeah.
Woo was going to make a He-Man film at one
Yeah, I
point.
know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it is probably going to happen
Right.
because I think because Kevin Smith did that animated He-Man, didn't he?
Ah, yeah, that rings a bell. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Jared Leto.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll scale. I'm yes. Okay,
I can
maybe.
see it. I can see,
Yeah,
but he is just an egregious fucking knob, isn't he?
yeah. But then again, so is Skeletor. Right? So
Well, that's
yeah,
the thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I remember He-Man says in the very first episode, he says, "Ha ha ha! What an egregious fucking knob you are, Skeletor." By the power of Grayskull, you were an
You
egregious little
egregious
knob.
knob.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Americans, we got a new dub see in the UK. You didn't know about
Oh,
this.
yeah. Oh, we're going to get the Jared Leto fans as well because we've just put that on the
There we
algorithm
go.
as well. There we are.
Brilliant.
Yeah, excellent. Should we put Tarantino in there as well for
There we
the
go.
edgelords? Yeah,
Yes.
Tarantino. Oh, JD Vance.
JD
JD
Vance.
Vance. There we are. I get him in there, and hang on, Charlie Kirk.
Oh, there we go. I'm sure they'll be yeah, I'm sure they'll love this, the Charlie Kirk
That's
fans.
gonna be a mix, isn't it?
I think the algorithm just gives up at that point.
Fuck it. Anyway,
Yes,
where
so
did
I
we
asked him
get
to make
to?
the suit, yeah, and he
Peter
has to make
Cushing
it,
suit, yeah.
yeah, certain times of day, and he has all these. It's for his son apparently, right? And he
Mm.
mentions astrology. One difference from the short story is the tailor doesn't beat his wife in this
Yeah.
version.
Well, this is the thing. This is the most friendly Taylor of all of the
Yeah,
versions of this that we've read or seen,
yeah.
right?
So we also
This is just a
watched.
man under pressure.
Yeah, so we also watched the thriller episode, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Thriller as hosted by Boris Karloff, um, in which is much closer to the original short story, that he slaps his wife around. But also, even that version, though, he extends it, doesn't he? Because in the thriller version, again written by Robert Bloch himself, we get to find out what happened to his son, didn't we? It's like a
Yeah, yeah,
black
yeah.
mass gone wrong. That's
Yeah.
not in the short
I
story.
like that. I
Yeah,
like that bit.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
that episode of
Yeah.
Thriller was a bit of a slow one, but it had a slightly cumulative effect. I felt by the
Mm.
time it got to the end,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
when the dummy comes out, and it talks in this version as well, doesn't it? And it
Yeah,
says
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, we're going to be together." It was
Yeah, yeah,
actually
yeah.
quite creepy.
No, it was good. Yeah, very good. Yeah. I think again it's the limitations of the technology at the time
Mm,
or the director's decision, because in the thriller episode it's just a man looking like a mannequin who's obviously a man made up to look like a mannequin
yeah,
standing still the whole time, for like half of the show,
but
so
the only thing that,
he's going to come alive.
yeah, the thing that confused me with that thriller episode though is throughout the episode, whenever they and he's called Hans, isn't he? Not Otto in that
Mm,
version. Whenever they
yeah.
show Hans, he seems like a full size mannequin. But then at the very end, he's quite diminutive looking, isn't he?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That was a bit of an odd kind of,
Yeah, it's a weird one, but
yeah.
certainly I would say, it's tricky, isn't it? I would kind of say the thriller episode is probably better than this segment.
I think so.
By
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
just because of the extra flavour of the Black Mass.
Yes. And
So the
the
Black
whole
Mass at
weird
the
thing with a
start.
second-hand car dealer having like some sort of Necronomicon or something. And that was quite
He's
odd.
going to get a
Yeah,
Necronomicon from a second-hand car
yeah.
dealer,
It's
and then he
bizarre
could do the
choice.
ritual.
What an odd
Weird.
cover for someone to have to sell second-hand cars.
And also have the Necronomicon.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I
yeah.
like that. I like the fact that it's like, because his son, because there's loads of context in that thriller episode. So his son's like this kind of,
He's like
Hellraiser
Alfie
kind
when
of.
he comes home, isn't he?
He's what?
He's like Alfie coming
Yeah,
home
exactly.
drunk
He's
and
like just a
talking to
womanizing,
statues.
drinking kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he just walks into this black mass and then fucking puff in a puff of smoke. He's
yeah.
in this magic circle with all this
Yeah, it's
stuff
almost like
going
he's been
around.
electric, like a short circuit, and he's
Yeah, and
yeah,
he's gone. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But
To be
also
fair,
gives more context to the motivation of
yeah,
the Peter Cushing character.
his dad should have been a lot more careful. I mean, if that magic circle is that dangerous, he should have had like traffic cones around it or something because he
Or
just
or
wanders
or,
straight into it, didn't
or could have locked the door.
he? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Door, you can put locks on doors.
I mean,
Just lock the door.
if you're gonna lock the door if you're having a wank, then you do it if you're having a black mass, right?
Yeah. Well, unless you're having a danger wank, which is part of the frisson.
Ah, danger wank. Yes, of course. The show, the precursor to the prisoner.
Yeah, we do it in a little what you call it, a little helicopter.
Yeah.
Those little thing he flies around in. Anyway, No one's gonna fucking get that. Yeah, maybe they will.
They
If
might.
they're tuning in for Asylum, yeah, they know Patrick McNee, Danger Man. Anyway, yeah. So in a nutshell, Peter Cushing can't pay for the suit after it's been made by all the things. Find out it's to resurrect Peter Cushing's dead son. Taylor goes apeshit, takes the suit away, gets in a fight. I think he kills Peter Cushing. Is that right?
Yes.
I've got confused with the different versions
Yes.
we read and saw. Goes back, puts the suit on the tailor's dummy. His downtrodden wife starts nagging him about the rent and all that. He freaks out because he's under pressure. Mannequin wakes up, kills the tailor. That's it.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Again, I think it's a yeah. When it gets to the final, when it gets to the dummy walking around, and again with the flashing lights and everything on the suit, yeah, it does have a certain yeah, like you said, it's actually interesting you mentioned Creep Show, and I hadn't thought about it before, but there's definitely a connection. Because Creep Show, I haven't seen Creep Show for a long time, but my memories of Creep Show is it's very like colorful, isn't it? Like the comic,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there's flashes in this, literally like the suit, the color and the stuff, and there's something
Good
about the
point.
color
Yeah,
palette which does is
absolutely.
makes it a bit of a precursor to Creep Show, doesn't it?
Although it's you could almost call it black and white though, because everything else in it is quite dark.
Mm.
Um, and that bright whitey yellowy kind of
But I'm just
glowing
thinking you
suit.
get flashes, and later on in the Herbal there's like a little flash of a kind of gore and stuff. It's got that kind of
Yeah, yeah,
popping kind of
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I suppose it is the comic book aesthetic, isn't it? It's DC Comics kind of
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So onward to so this one for me, Lucy Comes Home.
Hmm.
This is definitely the most dated one, I
Mm.
think, where a modern audience will immediately know what's happening. Like,
Yeah,
so Charlotte, a very young Charlotte Rampling,
shot rumpling. Yeah.
coming back from some kind of institution with a
Hmm.
brother, James Viers. Nice to see him. Always seems to play
Yeah,
like toffs, doesn't he?
he does. Yeah,
Yeah,
posh boys. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And yeah, she talks about yeah. So then Britt Eklund turns up, and clearly she's like, but this is the reveal: is that she's a figment of her imagination, multiple personality disorder.
well, I mean, okay, so you're saying anyone in the modern day is going to get the hook of this, get the twist of this.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
Surely that's the same in the 70s. Surely people are no more clever now than the 70s
No,
because this is
but it's just
obvious.
it's become such a like the way, not so much the reveal is, but the way they shoot it and stuff. It's become such a trope since then, isn't it? I
So
feel as if maybe someone not
are you
paying
saying
attention
that
in
Fight
1972
Club,
might
are
be
you saying that
like,
Fight Club ruined it for Asylum? Is that what you're saying?
well, the first rule of Asylum Club, Darren, is we don't talk about Asylum Club. That's another Jared Leto reference.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Can we just get Jared Leto out the fucking algorithm? I don't really want his fans in here.
Does he have fans? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because he's in a band as well, isn't he? Or he was in a band and
Right.
something Mars, something
Oh, yes, you're
30
quite right.
seconds to
Yes,
Mars, something like that.
yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but anyway, I mean, there's little
yeah,
to say about this episode, this segment, really. I don't think, is there?
yeah. It's an imaginary friend. It's her all along. She ends up stabbing her own face. She's got scars on her face. That's supposed to be surprising.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, that's it.
Declan's a very unique looking individual. Britt Eklund is
You're looking at the same thing I'm looking at. Ignore it. Move on. Clive.
ah right.
Clive.
Okay. Um I'll look at that later, is it?
Exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. No, so obviously Britt Eklund, and not to, throw shade or everyone has their own tastes and everything, but Britt Eklund's one of those odd sex symbols of the era, which I've never understood. I mean, she's a fine performer and everything, I think, but just as a sex symbol, she's so like, I don't know, she's so doll-like to go beyond any kind of. I've never found
No,
her
I
sexy myself.
putting cards on table.
Uh,
Britt Eklund is one of my most fanciable women of the 70s.
really?
I really fancy Britt Eklund. Yeah.
Oh wow, she's a bit, and don't get me wrong, I do kind of quite like my doll like looking, but she just looks so. I can't imagine knocking one out to protect land. Well, I'm assuming you have.
Well, I mean, Get Carter.
Yeah, maybe
Not
maybe
maybe not the Wicker Man, right? Well, Wicker Man's pretty good for
yeah. No, but
sexiness.
again,
Britt
it's
Eklund,
just that but that's a body double, isn't it? In Wicker Man.
largely, yeah, but it's
Yeah,
not in Get
get
Carter.
out there. No, but I don't know. There's just something a bit. I don't know. She just looks so.
No, I hear you. I
Yeah.
hear you. But I think, yeah, no, and I generally don't go for someone who looks like Britt Eklund,
Mm,
but I'll have the odd every
interesting.
once in a while. I'll get, like Debbie Harry. Debbie Harry's not usually
Ah,
because I
yes,
really fancy
yes.
Debbie Harry,
Yes, me too. Yeah.
and she's not my usual kind of type,
Right.
but because of who she is, how she looks, yada yada yada. I really fancy Debbie Harry, and the same is true for Britt Eklund actually.
Ah, interesting.
Although, look, yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
no, yes, normally you'd be a Rampling, but in this case, you would
yeah.
skew
No,
Eklund.
I always choose Eklund. Yeah,
There we go. That was a nice semi-sexist chat.
ish. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Right. So putting that to bed.
Next, yeah,
So we're
yeah,
getting on to the fourth segment stroke wraparound. So we should mention that this is a bit of an amalgamation of two Robert Bloch stories, right? It's
yeah.
A Home Away from Home. There's
Mm-hmm.
not that much of that in there, and we also Home
Home
Away
Away
from
from Home is
Home.
not really this. Yeah,
No, but it is Home Away from Home is like it's Robert Bloch's riff on the loonies have taken over the asylum.
yeah, yeah.
That Edgar Allan Poe, so the what's it called, the system of Doctor Tan,
Oh, I know. Yeah,
Professor
yeah, yeah,
Feather. It's
yeah,
his
yeah,
version of that, right? So
yeah,
there's a bit of that, but more importantly, mannequins of
yeah.
horror, right?
And
Mannequin
this is
spelt
the
in a
word.
way which I don't think people normally spell mannequin.
No, 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 no. Mannikin, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
no, I have seen it spelt that way elsewhere, but
No,
I
I
don't
have seen
know.
it before.
Is this just totally a made-up way of spelling mannequin?
It might be an American thing.
But then again,
Oh no, because
mannequin with
Mannequin, the
Kim
film
Cattrall
is
is
yes,
proper way, isn't it?
yeah, 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 yeah. I do hope we get Mannequin as the next.
Will you choose mannequin or mannequin 2 on the move?
No, I'm going to choose Mannequin just so I get to wear the wild glasses like the man in Mannequin wears.
Ah, yeah, yeah. And, always
Yeah,
a good excuse. Check out Kim Cattrall in the 80s.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Well, Porky's is the obvious
yeah. But
Kim
we've already done
Cattrall
that on the other
vehicle.
show, you see, so.
I know you have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, Herbert Lom is can animate some robots that he makes, which are not clay creatures like in all of the other bloody stories and the
No.
original story, but they're little like
Well, they're
robots with
modified
little those.
wind-up robots is what they are.
Yeah,
And it's got to be said, if you'd have coloured the hair orange, that really does look like a little Donald Trump walking about.
it does. Yeah.
Before we get on to interesting as well, sometimes when you're watching these things, people you taken for granted or you just hadn't thought about for a while, you just kind of, oh, and I was, for some reason, watching this, I was prompted to think about Herbert Lom a bit more than I have in the past. And I was, because
I noticed this yesterday when you messaged me. Yes,
yes, because I like me some Herbert Lom, but I
I
think
like Herbert Lom.
we've come because of those fucking Inspector Clouseau films. We tend to think of him as Inspector Dreyfus, right?
Yeah.
And then I said, "Oh, Herbert Lom." I was thinking, I don't even know where Herbert Lom is from. So I
Hmm.
looked up. He's Austro-Hungarian.
Yeah, I was going to say Hungarian. For some
Yeah,
reason, I knew that.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's where he's from. And I don't know.
Hmm.
It looks there's something in this. There's something a bit Richard Burton about him as well, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah. No, I can see that. Yeah, it's kind of a like a growl,
Yeah,
isn't it? It's like a
yeah. And again, I think like Richard Burton, he's become like a bit of a kind of a joke at his own expense, a bit of a caricature, like I said,
mm.
post the Clouseau films. But yeah, decent, well, very good character actor with an interesting body. And again, interesting. It would be interesting to go back to like the very early stuff.
Yeah, I'd like to see very early Herbert
Yeah,
Lom.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oddly enough, one
yeah,
thing I did find I was looking up, so turned out to be something from like a TV, maybe a Hungarian TV show or something from the 80s, I think. So he played Dreyfus on this skit Hungarian TV show, Dreyfus versus Sherlock Holmes, it seemed to be, from what I saw on YouTube. But it looked like, I don't know, it looked like if someone had stood up and suddenly started doing a table read through of a play, like in an episode of Wogan or something. Like, but it is on YouTube if you want to
yeah.
see. And Herbert
Well,
Lom clearly can
I
still
might
speak the
might have a
language he
look.
hasn't forgotten how to speak. So it's just interesting to see because I've
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
always
yeah,
just heard Herbert Lom speak English before, right? But interesting to
yeah.
see him
No,
speak his own
same. Yeah.
language. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Cool.
Anyway, yes,
Anyway,
he's
so he
making these.
sends his little.
Yeah, go on.
No, so he sent so he's got a problem with the director of the asylum because the director of the asylum wants to take his dolls away that he's made, but he can put his mind in the dolls and make them do stuff. So he sends the dolls after the
Yeah.
director,
Well, to
and
be honest, I
then
think you're slightly misremembering there, Darren. In this version, I don't think anyone threatens to take his. Robert Powell just goes in and he just goes, "Oh, what are
mm,
you doing? Oh, I make these dolls." And then he goes, "Oh, okay." And then Herbert,
oh, okay,
yeah, there's none of that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
three things whirling around my mind on that
yes,
one. Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah,
Because at first you think, "Oh, is that it for this story?" And then it plays into the wraparound, right? Because you've
yeah,
got,
yeah.
and it has to be said, I almost fell off my shovel laughing. It's the intercutting is what it is, because you have this stupid little like sub Charles
It's
Band fucking
Well, it's not
toy
even
robot.
but it's not even stop motion.
No,
It's
no,
a
it's just a
wind up
wind
toy
up. Yeah,
that's got a fucking bit of plasticine on it that looks
yes,
like
looking like
Herbert
Donald
Lom.
Trump walking down
Yeah,
the corridor, looking like it's going to
yeah,
fall over any minute. Not a
yeah,
menace to anyone, but it's
yeah.
intercut with Herbert Lom seriously,
Yeah.
intensely, like
Yeah,
astrally projecting, and like the flip from one to the
yeah,
other is genuinely fucking hilarious
it is. Yeah,
because he's taking it so seriously, and then the result is just it's just
yeah.
comedy
No,
gold.
but it is. It's those really cheap wind up toys
Yeah,
that you would get in the 80s that had a little white like little dial that you would
yeah,
twist around to wind up. and then there would be these like little like H-shaped feet that would
Yes,
just, yeah,
yes. I mean, I
that's
don't
what
know.
that is.
I'm surprised they didn't. They did at least remove the big key right from the sides, so you don't
Yeah,
see that. But yeah, it's that kind of thing, and he manages to get in a dumb way turn. Yeah, it really is preposterously, but
yeah,
kind of in keeping with the spirit of the film, I guess.
yeah,
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 and yes, and then so beyond that, there's an extra. So but this doesn't make sense. Correct me if I'm wrong. One of the sign of so obviously it turns out, in case you haven't been paying attention, obviously Jeffrey Beldon is Dr. Star, right?
yeah,
You just haven't been paying attention if you haven't figured that out. But also there's a reveal, isn't it? It's Robert Powell's doppelganger, right? Is the dead when he pulled the sheet back? Isn't that Robert Powell?
no.
I'm pretty sure it's Robert Powell.
What? Herbert Lom?
No, no, no. When he pulls back, when he pulls back the sheet of who the dead doctor was, Robert Powell's looking at his double.
Really? No,
Yes,
I don't remember that.
yes, and that's
Okay.
why I'm confused because that doesn't make everything else kind of makes sense in a shonky way, but Robert Powell seeing his own double and then being strangled. This goes into some weird cosmic realm that I don't understand.
I don't remember Robert Powell seeing himself under the.
Yeah, that's
No.
when he pulls the.
Okay.
It's someone who looks an awful lot like maybe it's Gareth Hunt, but uh, yeah, he's got coffee beans up to his ear like that. But that confused me. But then again,
Okay.
you didn't notice that, or
No, I
I
didn't
made it
notice
up
that. Anyway,
myself.
it ends up with the orderly, who is Dr. Star, cackling.
Yes,
The end.
and then another doctor turns up.
Yeah,
And we
yeah,
hear Night on Bald Mountain again.
yeah.
Yeah, so let us compare then. So there's another. I'm interested to talk to you about this actually.
Mm,
Not that it's that interesting in and of itself, but I'm wondering if you have any memories. So this was turned into an episode of the Monsters TV show,
from the 80s,
Mannequins
yeah.
of Horror, right?
Yeah,
From oh, and also we forgot about the Alfred Hitchcock. We'll get to that. So Mannequins of Horror for now. This is from this show was 88 to 91, right?
yeah,
Um, a spin-off from Tales from the Dark Side, which
yeah.
apparently was the concept was that they wanted to showcase more of the effects stuff. So they got
Yeah, yeah.
Dick Smith in as a consultant, apparently. So
Yeah, but
mm, I
mm, go on.
what I wanted to ask you actually was so I knew of this show, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I'd never seen an episode of the show before because I would have
Okay.
remembered the opening family of
Yeah, with the
monsters.
bad makeup on the, yeah,
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 settling down to watch, which I quite like. I quite like that. But
yeah,
so was this broadcast in the UK? Because on the one hand, I knew what it was, right, for some reason. But on the other hand,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure I'd never seen it before. And if there was a show called Monsters, which would have played, I'm guessing, late night ITV regions when we were children, would
yeah.
have at least checked out one episode of it. But I don't think I'd ever seen the show before. Were you familiar with Monsters?
Yes.
So it did play.
And I'm pretty sure it was ITV as well. Yeah,
Yeah, I thought it must have done. It's a
yeah.
shoe
I
in
wanna.
for it would have been on,
Yeah,
after
it
an
was.
episode of Coach or something, or
Yeah, it would have been 11 o'clock on a Thursday or something. I would imagine it would be that sort of time slot.
yeah, or yeah, between Hitman and Her and James Whale radio show or something.
Well, that was the weekend,
Ah, right,
so
okay.
more likely between Prisoner Cell Block H and uh,
Soap.
Night Network or something, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
or yeah.
Or my
Um,
favorite, I used to like to Cinema, 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 or whatever the fuck it was
that's it.
called
Oh, I still love
before
that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like it when they changed it, but whatever it was called before,
Yeah.
cinema, I liked it.
With
Yeah,
Richard Tuna, I think, was it?
that's
Something
it.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, something like
It's
that. Yeah,
talking to someone else about this. It's fascinating because back then, if you watched cinema, you were like the oracle of the playground, right?
oh yeah.
Because in those
You
days,
knew what was
people
coming
forget.
out in America.
Yeah, I mean, literally, the gap could be 6 months or something, right? And I remember
Yeah, well,
specifically,
probably not 6 months. I'd say
or
maybe a
sometimes,
month or two
sometimes,
months.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But because I remember specifically, um, I remember specifically going on about this film coming out that's going to be wicked called Speed.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
and yeah, we didn't get it for ages. Then it came out, and everyone went, "Oh," you know. Um, but yeah, no, it was really interesting to watch cinema because it was seeing into the future, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
You
Well,
were
and
like
sometimes
a
you got the behind the
Delphi of
scenes
cinema.
featurette. Yeah, but you sometimes got the behind the scenes as well. So
Yes, yes.
and they were the ones that were 6 months in the future.
Yeah, oh, they were very much puff pieces, though, weren't they? They
Of
were,
course.
yeah,
Oh yeah, it was
yeah.
marketing. Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
also, you'd get the
Yeah.
top 10 uh, countdown, and they were all films
Yeah.
that weren't out here yet either, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. And that's a testament to how different it is now because it's like
Yeah,
usually there's a literally a day in
yeah,
between something coming out in the US and something coming out in the UK.
yeah.
Um, but anyway,
Oddly enough,
um,
the one place you still get it is actually here, and I'm guessing. I think the reason is because or two reasons. I think there isn't that much in terms of piracy in Japan in terms of ripping off and putting online, new films.
mm,
But also, most people here need the subtitles, so they can't, even if they grab it
yeah,
offline,
yeah,
they don't understand. Therefore, um,
yeah, yeah.
most Hollywood films, apart from the big ones that open everywhere at the same time, a lot of American films don't come here until months later, like it used to be for us. So, for
Okay,
instance, something like in recent, like, so we probably won't get Weapons for a while yet,
okay.
which is a film I'm keen to see. Actually, it looks kind of interesting.
Yeah,
Or
I'm interested in that. Yeah.
yeah, or yeah,
Although
stuff like that.
I'm already disappointed by it somehow.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I've read the reviews I've read have led me to be all
Oh, okay.
pre-disappointed about it. But yeah,
Or like Sinners took a little while to come out here.
oh,
Took
okay,
like a few
yeah,
months. Like
I loved Sinners by the way.
I liked parts of it a great deal. Overall, it was pretty good, but I liked it most, I think, when it went weird. Like
Yeah,
like all the
with the dancing.
yes, and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
time
yeah, yeah,
jumps,
yeah,
and suddenly
yeah, yeah,
fucking
yeah,
Sly Stone or someone is in the middle of the
yeah, yeah,
juke
yeah,
joint. That stuff I thought was fantastic.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
so not
we
so
digress.
fantastic is the
Yeah,
episode.
but
Uh,
no. I disagree with you there.
okay, okay.
Actually, I disagree. So I need to put you in the picture. So I think I was watching Monsters on ITV. It would definitely be the 90s.
See,
Probably.
I don't see how I missed it
No, I don't understand how you missed it.
because it's called
It was definitely
Monsters.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was called Monsters, and it was on weekly. It was
yeah.
it was on weekly for ages.
And anything else like that, I would have, you know,
Yeah,
taped it.
yeah. Maybe it was that spot, and I think that I was very snooty about. I remember being very snooty about monsters because I didn't like special effects, and
Yeah,
I didn't
I would have
like.
been snooty for sure. I would have been
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, yeah. And I didn't like because the episodes I remember looked very made for television. So they looked
Did you?
they had that very shot on video kind
Right.
of TV washed out kind of palette to them.
Did you? Did you remember seeing this specific episode back in the day?
No, I don't
Oh,
remember any specific episodes of Monsters. In fact, I remember hating Monsters um, because of the production values. Um,
right.
but you know,
Well, the other thing as
but
well,
this episode, actually, this
uh,
episode made me reevaluate because this episode's not bad.
it's not awful. And plus as well, if I'd have seen it back in the day when it was new,
Yeah,
I would have been pleased to see Glynnis Barber because I
yes,
watch Dempsey and Makepeace every week.
that's it.
And that's got to be shit, doesn't it? If you went back, I'd be very surprised if
Oh
Dempsey and Makepeace is
God,
not rubbish.
yeah, yeah, no, yeah. I think there's probably a good reason that Dempsey and Makepeace doesn't even make it to UK Gold or whatever the repeat channel is now.
Right.
But yeah, no, but actually, I remember having probably an irrational hatred of Monsters because I thought it was really cheap and nasty shit
Yeah.
TV
Oh no, I mean,
that was just milk. But
I remember the horror snobs that we were.
mm,
And yeah, definitely I would have if I would have seen Monsters back in the day, we would have had an evening slagging it off for sure.
yeah, for sure, yeah. But actually, I was pleasantly surprised by this one. I actually quite enjoyed this one, and I quite enjoyed the I'm not going to say edginess, but I quite like the scalpel in the eye thing. I quite
Right.
like the fact that it kind of, and the crushed face in the clay and
Right.
all that.
The
I
effects are kind of interesting to look at nowadays as well
They
because
weren't
they
bad.
are
Yeah.
that kind of weird hybrid of there's genuinely some stop motion going on, but it's
Mm.
CGI augmented, isn't it? So
Yeah, yeah,
which it would
yeah,
have, I mean, it I think would have just looked naff to us then, but now exists in this kind of weird space where that kind of look exemplifies a certain time period and is now of more interest than when it was new because
yeah. And
it's no longer viewed as ooh cutting edge, which in which case it was
yeah, it's
annoying. But
yeah, yeah.
when you're
It's
looking at
become
it
charming, isn't it?
historically, yeah, it's oh
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
interesting that things look like that
yeah,
at
yeah.
that point.
No, I mean, I think that Monsters episode is a much well. First of all, it's a much better iteration than Asylum.
Right. It's
It's much
closer to the
truer to
story.
the
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the text. Yeah.
yeah.
And yeah, I got on with it quite well.
Will you be revisiting Monsters then, Darren?
Well, that's the thing. That that's the problem. I like this much more than I
Tempted.
thought I would,
Right.
and I might have to go and watch some more Monsters episodes.
Interesting. Directed by Ernest Farino, who was a FX, like a lot of people who've involved with Monsters, was their chance to direct. But he also directed that film Steel and Lace, if you remember that, which was like a kind
No,
of
I don't know
gender flip Terminator kind of.
that. Oh, I do know. Yes, now I know.
Yes,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think I ever
yeah,
saw it, but it gets
yeah,
a
yeah.
surprisingly positive write up in the second Sectronic book, so I might have to take a look at that. Um,
Okay.
so the other when we forgot to talk about, so the Home Away from Home was done as
Hmm.
a episode of the Alfred Hitchcock Hour, right?
Hmm.
Um,
And inexplicably, he's on a desert island introducing it.
yes,
Yeah,
he's quite funny, I think. He's quite droll, isn't he? He talks about
I,
we get a lot of sports done, swimming mostly. I thought that was quite funny. Like, yeah,
I do like I've always liked that because I know him more from the 70s Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
right.
That's what I remember him from. But it's Alfred Hitchcock because what I like about Alfred Hitchcock is he's completely unfazed by everything.
Yeah,
That's what he presents, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
It's
There's something about Alfred Hitchcock. Yeah, he does seem aloof from the world, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah,
Which is
yeah,
what's
exactly.
fascinating as well when you hear about things like, his infatuation with Tippi Hedren and how he
Mm.
kind of tortured kind of, blonde women, very much of his type in films and stuff. Somehow you can't see it because he just seems like
He
above
just seems like an
all that.
asexual animal
Yeah,
outside of
yeah.
society, doesn't he? Yeah,
But clearly he had another
oh, for
side.
sure. Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I
yeah.
need to see actually. I've
But
never seen.
also, I mean, it's
There's that film, isn't there, where Toby Jones plays him. I think it's called The Girl, right? About the
I
making of the
haven't seen it.
Birds and basically how he, his abusive relationship towards Tippi
Mm.
Hedren in The Girl. It sounds good. I love me some. I I like the idea of Toby Jones playing Alfred Hitchcock as well.
I just like Toby Jones. End of
Yes,
story. Yeah.
yes, because he took on the post office, Darren.
Well, also detectorists.
I still haven't watched that. I need to. I
Oh,
need to
you've
make
got to
it.
get on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
good. He's good in
yeah,
everything, though. Is Toby Jones?
yeah, yeah. He's just a solid man. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, so this one's got Ray Milland, and again, oddly enough, shares the same director as the Thriller episode, Herschel
Mm.
Doherty. But there's Robert Bloch
Yeah.
doing his own script, and again, it's him expanding. So we get a bit more backstory as to why this Claire Griswold is coming to the. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not familiar enough with. I know for a generation, Alfred Hitchcock Presents did represent what Alfred Hitchcock was, even more than the
Mm.
films he directed, right? Um,
Yeah.
but I have to say, I don't think I've seen many Alfred Hitchcock Presents episodes, and so I don't
I
know.
haven't seen
My
many of
guess
the
would, yeah,
60s ones.
yeah. My guess is this is probably a middling,
Yeah.
okay-ish one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
probably not representative of the best of the series.
No, no. Although it's quite nice to see Ray Milland. I do like Ray Milland
Yeah,
whenever I see him. Yeah,
Welshman as well.
exactly.
Yeah.
Man with X-ray eyes.
Yes, this would have been kind of around the same time as well, actually.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing much to it. I like the Mockney woman who thinks she's pregnant in the bed.
Ah, yes, I think this is it Virginia Gregg who played? No,
Oh, I'm not sure.
no,
I didn't make any
Mary
notes of that.
LaRoche, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I quite liked her because she's just obviously American, but
What's funny
decides
as
to
well,
play.
she makes a ref. So there's another podcast I listen to called Unmitigated Bounders, which you should probably
Hmm,
get on as well,
hmm.
which is all about British sex comedies.
Oh, great. Yeah.
And one of the guys who does it is Fred Carno the Third, who was like the grandson of the old vaudevillian Fred Carno, who she talks
Oh,
about, and she talks about how Stan Laurel started as like his sidekick and stuff like that. And so
okay.
so
Cool.
I sent I sent a message on Facebook to the Inaugural about to mention, did you know there's an episode of Alfred Hitchcock Hour where they talk about your granddad? Uh,
Cool.
yeah, it was just a nice little thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the. Well, I don't know. Okay, reel back a minute. Okay, so if we forget about horror, we forget about Robert Bloch, we forget about the portmanteau, pick up, put down, disposable aspect of this. One of the things I really liked about this episode was the characters.
Mm.
So the characters are all unique. You get a handle on all the characters without them being stereotypes. Because you've got like the kleptomaniac, then you've got the major, who's a bit like the major in Faulty Towers, isn't he?
Mm.
And you've got the woman who thinks she's pregnant in the bed. There's something, maybe there's something that John Waters is picking up later on. Do you know what I mean? It's like this kind of weird milieu of the weird and the outcast and the kind of
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you're talking 50s, 60s, and into the 70s as well. American television is a catch-all for all these extremely talented people who maybe aren't necessarily getting work in films, right?
No. I'm talking
But
about no. I'm talking no. I'm talking about the plot. I'm talking about the writing.
okay,
So the characters. So this weird assemblage of nutters,
right.
which is the woman who's 60, who's an ex showgirl, showgirl, who thinks she's pregnant, and the major, and the kleptomaniac, and this and that and the other.
I
It's
am
all
finding your modern, overly woke use of the phrase nutters is slightly alienating me, Darren. Right?
sorry, Clive. I meant to say disturbed.
Yeah,
You know.
dungarees.
But no, there's something. What I think what keeps it interesting is nothing to do with Rainiland murdering people, and has everything to do with this like assemblage of
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying,
yeah,
but also on top of
yeah,
that, yeah, it is worth mentioning. Yeah, you need the character actors to bring it to life as well, right?
mm,
And I think yeah, this was a lifeline for a lot of people. This kind of show.
oh for sure, yeah, yeah,
And interesting, we did the thriller episode. I think thriller was very much in the vein of the Alfred Hitchcock Presents kind of
mm,
TV, wasn't it? But
yeah, yeah,
we
yeah,
get Boris Karloff to host it. I
yeah.
quite like
By
how
the way, you can get them
cheerful.
all on. You can get all of the thrillers on Amazon Prime for free.
Oh, okay. It's not
Just
a bad
saying.
little show actually, and I do
Yeah, it's
like
good.
how
Yeah,
cheerful Boris Karloff is and introduced it. Like he's quite he's
yeah,
like he seems quite glad to be there, doesn't he?
yeah, yeah. Well, that's why I started watching it. I'd kind of vaguely heard of it, but
Right.
then any excuse to watch a bit of Karloff.
Yeah, and he's still. I mean, it's funny. His decline was quite fast in a way because this is up to 62. He's looking quite spry, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
we're not that far off from the end. We're not that far off from
Well, I don't know. What's Target? 67,
yeah,
68?
67, yeah. And then there's the Mexican films and
Yeah.
the one he does in Spain, that
Oh,
what's it?
yeah, yeah.
Curse of the Crimson Altar. That's not very good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But anyway, so putting this to bed then.
Mm, yeah.
Asylum. I mean, so I really enjoyed going back and seeing this, and it was a nice excuse to put it into context. And I think it was the one of well, apart from Torture Garden, maybe of the seven Amicus anthologies, the one I hadn't seen for the longest time. I think so. Um, it was quite nice to kind of finally get an idea of where it sits in the ranking.
Mm, okay. Yeah, no, I was more familiar with it. I think it was because it's all about what you put on VHS when you're a kid, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
So I had this.
what I was gonna interesting thing about this. So all these anthologies would have played on telly many times.
Well, apart from Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror, they're the anomalies.
Yeah, oddly enough, I think we caught them a little bit later. They were on in like the 90s, weren't they, finally?
Well, I think I actually, yeah, actually, I think I got them on telly, but I think I'd moved away from home at that point.
Right.
Excuse me.
But yes, you'd think they'd have been on heavier rotation than they were. But I seem to remember Tales
Mm.
of Witness Madness being on more often than.
Yeah, Tales of Witness Madness. Well, I thought Asylum was on all the time. I thought that was the one we saw
Yeah.
all the time.
But what I was going to say, apart from that, though, the odd thing about of all, I don't know why this was the case, because doesn't really fit the it doesn't really fit the brand, as it were. But wasn't Asylum also a VIPCO release on video, like when they came back in the 90s? Because I think the cover was the head sucking in the brown paper bag. I'm pretty sure Asylum was a VIPCO VHS,
Don't know. No, don't
but very
remember that.
uncharacteristic VIPCO release, right?
Yeah, it's a weird one for them because they were doing the video nasties, except they were cut to ribbons and there wasn't any point putting them out.
Yeah. And still
Yeah.
some films to this day I've not seen, but I've always been like whatever that one they put out called Brain Fix. Do you remember that? And the cover is like a
No.
brain and someone shoving like a screwdriver in it or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've never seen that.
No, I've never
I don't
seen it.
even know what that film is. Is it a
No,
retitle of something
it
or
must be.
yeah,
I need to see Brain Fix, really, actually.
yeah,
Come to
work
think
that
of it.
out. Yeah.
But that one, and there was another one. Was it called Death of a Nun or something? Was another one I remember being about that I never
Some
saw.
yeah, something, yeah. Don't
But
know,
most of
can't
the Vico
remember.
ones I've caught up with, or we saw back in the day, Nostral
Yeah,
Picker,
yeah,
Death Warrant,
yeah, yeah,
and yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I just thought it was weird. I'm trying to double check this now, but my
Yeah,
internet's being an asshole. I might
I
have to
wanna
use my
say
phone.
Asylum wasn't out on Bitco.
You what?
If I'm honest,
You think I'm making it up?
no, I don't think you're making it up. I think that perhaps there's a confusion afoot.
Calling me a filthy liar. Here we go. Asylum, VHS, Vipco, search, image, search. Mm, I might be mistaken because it's not coming up. All right.
Well,
What am I thinking of then?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, if anyone knows what I'm
Um,
thinking of,
oh, there you
and you're a
are.
Taylor Swift fan or Jared Leto,
Yeah,
let us know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, we should say Hammer Horror, top 10 Hammer Horror films, top 10 horror go fests, top 10 go horror sorority.
Top 10 Taylor Swift songs, top 10 Jared Leto performances, top of the
Yeah.
pops.
Vote for Taylor Swift horror.
Du, 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 du. That's the Alan Freeman
That's
countdown
no, that's what
music.
Taylor Swift sings, isn't it? Taylor
Top
Swift
10
sampled that.
Charlie Kirk-like shootings. What are your favorites? Let us know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
top 10 Charlie Kirk Memorial portmanteau.
yes. So, um, moving on then, I think, from Asylum.
Yeah.
Um, so my choice. Uh,
Mm.
hang on, where's my notes? Oh
I
yes,
haven't
so
got a lot of notes on this because it was difficult to discern.
yes, it is a bit, and in order to fully appreciate this film, you kind of have to go off and at least look at the Wikipedia page and to
Mm.
actually kind of properly figure out what the plot is. Although that said, I didn't do that the first time I saw this film before, and the missus watched it, and I've always been quite fascinated by the film, and it does kind of work, right? It does kind of work on a purely visual, emotional level in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
But so this is a Page of Madness, Kuruta Ichi Page, 1926. It's Japanese black and white silent film, uh, directed and produced by Teinosuke Kinugasa. Um, I should mention as well, I should apologize in advance. Someone once recently told me I have an annoying habit of flipping. So sometimes I do Japanese names in the Japanese order, surname first, and then sometimes I do it the other way. And there's no rhyme, no reason, so it's a bit
Yeah,
confusing.
you should read. Yeah, that confuses me actually. So
Yeah,
I do surname first,
right.
unless I'm confused and
Yeah, I
someone
usually do
corrects
surname
me.
first, but
I'll,
if it's
yeah.
someone, I think probably the difference might be if it's someone that I was aware of before I moved to Japan. So I probably say Akira Kurosawa as opposed to Kurosawa Akira.
Oh, is that the way that goes round?
Yeah,
Is that
Kurosawa's
how you
family name.
say
Yeah.
shit?
Or I'd
That's
say
annoying.
Seijun Suzuki. I wouldn't say Suzuki Seijun.
Right. So Takeshi Kitano is,
The family name is Kitano Takeshi.
fuck's sake, America. That's fucking America, that is.
Is it?
Fuck's sake.
Did you think it was the other way? Did you think you were saying?
Yes.
Right. It doesn't matter.
Yes. No, wait. No, it
Yeah.
does. It matters to me.
Okay. All
Because
right.
I wouldn't say Che Chang, would I?
No.
I wouldn't say
Yeah. No, I
Yu
see what you're
Wang.
saying. But I think it's. I think it hasn't become normalized necessarily. The Japanese seem okay with it. They're like, oh, we don't mind by and large. Whereas I think it's become more normalized to do the family in when you're talking Chinese, right? Although again, the IMDb doesn't do that, does it? It always
No,
fits
exactly.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It's an American thing.
yeah. Well, it's always another excuse to blame the Americans is always top 10 horrible Americans. Let us know. Stiff
J.D.
competition.
Vance, Donald Trump, Lindsey Graham,
We got rid of the Kirkster, so
Nickelback.
there's extra room on the list.
Keep going. Right. Anyway, back to the film.
Yes, Page of Madness. So what I'm going to do is, I'm actually first of all, I'm going to tell you what the plot is as according to Wikipedia, right? And
Yeah,
let's
that'll
see
be a
how
good
much of
idea.
this you got. Or so there's a custodian at an asylum, and this is our main. This is
Yeah, got that.
Masao Inoue.
Mhm.
Fucking great performance from him, I have to say.
Everyone's good in it.
Yeah, but I think he's
Yeah.
particularly expressive
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah.
apparently not in anything else. He was a stage actor mainly, although he did direct some films in the 20s. Unfortunately, when we're talking pre-war Japanese cinema, apparently something like 1% of it survives.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't realize quite how prolific. I was looking this up, but apparently in the 1920s. There's like 7,000 Japanese films.
Fucking hell.
I know.
How would that compare to elsewhere? Do we know?
I would say that's prolific by anyone's standards.
Sounds a hell of a
Yeah,
lot of films. Yeah.
yeah. But hardly any of them survive.
Yeah.
I mean, we're lucky this film survives. Um,
Absolutely. Yeah.
but yeah, so yeah, so he's there and he's looking for his wife. And in flashbacks, we see that she tried to kill herself and the child, right? Um, I got that. What
Yeah.
I didn't get, apparently he used to be a sailor.
No.
Apparently he
By
used
the
to
way,
be,
I went in dry on this. I went in completely blind on this,
right.
and I haven't looked. Well, I looked at one review
Okay,
to get a vague idea of the plot. But
right.
that's I just went in with impressions on this. Yeah.
So yeah, so apparently he was a sailor and being away years at sea, that's the thing that made his wife go mad. So then so that the other young woman who keeps turning up in the nice kimono, that's his daughter, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you figured that? I couldn't figure that out. And
Well,
she's to be
I
married.
worked it out from a review.
Okay. And she is
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
married.
Yeah.
And then, and of course, we get the day to day of, all these, in your work terminology, nutters of this institution. And at a certain point, there's a riot that's triggered, right, by some dancing. There's a lot of dancing in this film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then so I think our main character maybe has a like a head injury or something, and then we go into this series of kind of like fantasies, right? And there's a whole section where he enters like this raffle, doesn't he? And wins like a big chest of drawers or something that he's carrying through the streets,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is yeah, I like that. But apparently that's like um that's going to be like a wedding gift for his daughter. Um, and then he imagines that she marries that bearded weirdo in
Mm.
the asylum rather than. And we also should mention that apparently the surviving, so it was considered lost for 45 years. The director Kinugasa actually found a copy in his own shed, which heads in the shed, but it's a
Heads in the
third.
shed.
Yes, it's a third. It's a third shorter than the original version. And the reason we don't have
Mm.
intertitles is because back in the day, this would have been accompanied by what was
It
called
would be voiced,
benchy.
wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so this is have to be careful as well with benchy because if you're doing the Chinese characters, it's fine. But if you're just saying it, benchy, it's also the same, sounds the same as a word used for toilet.
Of course it does.
Yes. And we get into this with the title as well. So the title in so Kurta Ichipeji, so the Kurta, which is like madness or craziness, and then you have the Ichi one, but then Peiji, which is obviously page, right? But it's not written in katakana, it's written in Chinese characters. So that has a proper pronunciation in Japanese. But for some reason in those days, they would have used the English when they saw that, which is confusing.
Okay.
So it's a bit like so the famous Rainbow Bridge here in Tokyo Bay. It has a proper name, which is all ideograms, which doesn't spell out Rainbow Bridge. But every time someone reads it, they say Rainbow Bridge.
But that's not what it says.
No, it's a very confusing language.
Okay. Okay.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Yes.
Um,
But anyway,
so
yeah. So,
yeah, I
so
mean,
yeah. So and yeah, I suppose what's of interest to us now mostly is just how fucking still now how cutting edge kind of avant-garde this film
yeah.
looks, right?
I think if I saw it in the horse hospital and was told it was from the mid 60s,
Mm,
I'd have believed it.
right.
I
Yeah.
think if I went to an avant-garde cinema and someone said, "Yeah, this is influenced by Warhol, this is influenced by Buñuel, this is influenced
Right.
by whoever," I would totally buy it
For
because
those
it's
who don't know, by the way, Darren hasn't gone. Well, he might have gone mad as well, but Horse Hospital is a. We don't, it's not like for any, young impressionable Americans or something watching Brits don't go and watch films in veterinary surgeries
yes, we
exclusively
do.
for
Yes, we do.
horses. Shh,
Yes.
Darren, I'm keeping it top 10 veterinary film viewing experiences. Anyway, yeah.
Going
So, yeah.
bananas.
Yeah. Yes, seeing going bananas at the slaughterhouse. Um, so yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's almost like there's all this montage and it's almost Nicholas Rogue like editing, isn't it, at some point?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, yeah. So
And
this is literally, I mean, conservatively, this is 40 years ahead of its time in
yeah,
terms of how it's presented anyway, in terms of editing, and just and even there's a through line to things like Kiyona's Katsi, right from the 80s, like just
yes,
this, yeah,
it was even
just
making me think
this,
a little bit of Derek Jarman or even
yeah,
even a little bit of Ken Russell in there, a little bit.
yeah, yeah,
Um, the other thing as well, even though the overall feeling is quite different, there's German expressionist cinema, and I was thinking, particularly because the asylum setting, Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
yeah. I don't even see. I don't see because it hasn't got that kind of angular nature.
No. But I'm just thinking in
cinematically.
terms of the kind of experimental nature of it, and apparently F.W. Murnau's The Last Laugh as well was another influence, and
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So for
But
context,
Caligari is not. I wouldn't, aside from the German expressionist angles
yeah,
of Caligari, I, I wouldn't even call that experimental,
no,
even for the time period. You know.
right. No, I suppose I'm just
But
thinking,
this is an exercise in editing dreamlike imagery.
yeah.
You know,
Should
because
mention as well,
that's how it feels. You know.
shot by one Kohei Sugiyama, art direction by Chio Ozaki, and it looks great. Um, we watched a version with a soundtrack by the Alloy Orchestra. Um, assistant cameraman, future FX legend Eiji Tsuburaya. You're making a face. I don't know if you're surprised or you don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do, Darren. You just don't know the name. That's all. Eiji Tsuburaya,
Okay.
Gojira.
Oh, okay.
He's the miniature Toho guy. He's the
What, 30 years previous?
yeah. He's working on this. Yeah,
Oh,
he's the
wow.
assistant
Cool.
cameraman. Yeah, and that's another example. I've just noticed I've done it again. I never, ever say Tsuburaya Eiji, but that's the correct way around for his name as well. But for some reason, I never say it.
Good.
Um,
Okay.
yeah. So that was so for greater context, so apparently, basically, this was made by. I have to look. I read this because I can't remember it. The Shinkan Kakuha was like a literary group, modernists. The main guy, I suppose, or two main guys, Kawabata Yasunari, who's a very famous novelist who wrote like House of Sleeping Beauties and Snow Country and stuff like that. And someone called Yokomitsu Richi, who I'm not so familiar with, but apparently would have been a big deal in those days. Um, in fact, about 5 years ago, there's a Chinese film starring Gong Li, kind of like an arty espionage film called Saturday Fiction, which is based on
Right.
one of his novels, Shanghai.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So yeah, so this film I think was written by Kawabata and Yoshimitsu and a couple of other people. So it's like a spin-off from this literary group who are experimenting with modernist literature. But they made it in Kyoto at Shochiko Studios with like professional crew and stuff like that. So but it does come out of this experimental literary tradition, right?
Hmm.
And apparently, when it played in Tokyo, there was a guy called Tokugawa Muse, who was like a really famous Benchi, these guys who did the narration for silent films, who incidentally also did Caligari, apparently, when it came out in Japan.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so there's a lot in there. If you go looking about, I found some interesting articles. Um, but that aside, and this was how I would have first viewed it, just as you did this time as well, just taken totally on its own terms. It's quite the mesmerizing cinematic
Hmm.
experience.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes you watch when you're watching a silent film from, I guess, any country, but from that era, you're not expecting to have anything relatable
Mm,
necessarily in it, in either within your culture if it's a film made in a different culture, or not relatable because of the time and it's either a nostalgic thing or a curio thing because it's a snapshot of 100 years ago or
right.
wherever that may be. But this is different for me, because this is, again, it's I think this film could be made today silently as an art house film and still survive and thrive in the the culture and the
Right.
the mindset that people who are into cinema have these days.
Yeah,
That
there's
you
no
could make this in color today silently and it would still be a blast, right?
yeah, there's no special pleading necessary, you know,
Yeah.
like or of its time or considering this or no, it
Mm.
plays straight up. I'm a little bit surprised that no one um I think you could create subtitles for this film. Because even I
Mm.
picked up, and my language skills are very poor, but even I picked up like a couple of words from lip reading. So
Okay.
I think you could probably create a passable set of subtitles if you are familiar enough with language. But
Yeah,
I'm
because
surprised no one's got because obviously there's a Blu-ray of this now. It's paired with the American film Portrait of a Young Man from Flicker Alley. But I'm surprised that no one's created subtitles either in Japanese or English because I think you could probably do it.
yeah, because and again, it's a little bit chicken and egg with me because I think that I sent you a message a couple of weeks ago that I think I love the film,
Mm,
but I could really have used subtitle cards in the in the
right, right,
interspersed between the dialogue, and that was before I had learned that actually it was narrated
right.
back in the day, which is why
Yes.
these things don't exist. I hadn't known that when
Yeah.
I sent that message.
Well,
Um,
yeah, well, the interesting thing though, there's a little bit inconsistency because again, we don't have the full picture because all these films are destroyed, but you see some of the other surviving films from this era, and some of them do have intertitles. But
mm,
weirdly enough, they also would have had a Benji. They would have had both because
mm,
maybe some audience members wouldn't have been literate enough to be able to read.
makes sense.
But
Yeah,
this never had
yeah,
intertitles, as far as I know.
yeah. But also, and this is the reason I say chicken and egg, is
Hmm.
the fact that it is, that I don't understand the dialogue. I don't understand entirely what's going on moment to moment.
Hmm.
That'll put you in a state of kind of that'll almost put you into the excuse me that'll almost put you into like the trance that the film is, if you know what I mean.
Right. Bob
So
Fleming presents Heads in the Shed there.
sorry, yes. Hurrah! Hurrah!
Worse. Worse.
Yeah, no, but yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is that the fact that it's difficult to discern what's going on, perhaps puts you in the right mindset to get it.
Yeah,
So as soon as
well,
you
also it
give up
focuses
on
you, doesn't it?
working
Focuses
out
you
what the
kind of.
fuck's going on,
Yeah,
yeah, so you're just focusing on imagery rather than dialogue or
yeah.
plot.
Which
And
was
this film
this,
has a lot of imagery in it.
yeah, which is what this Shinkankaku has goal was, right? To kind of um I think that translates to something like neo-impressionists or something like that. Like that's
Okay.
what they were after was to abandon traditional narrative and have you kind
Mm.
of interface with what you were saying, you know, like an immediate emotional
Yeah.
response rather than
Yeah.
anything cerebral, I suppose. Which is ironic because I would imagine nowadays it's a lot of very cerebral talk about this kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
Whereas, yeah, you're quite right in
but
a
no,
way,
but
not
that's
to,
how I approached it, right?
yeah,
Is
not
is
not to,
I didn't understand what was going on entirely, so I just relaxed into the
yeah,
imagery, and the imagery was powerful and useful.
And this isn't to
and
diminish it,
entertaining.
because I think some people would see this as some kind of dumbing down of it, or something like that. However, I don't mean it that way at all. It is, weirdly enough, it is something you could project at like a live show or something. In the way that they do,
Oh, hell yeah.
with Buñuel's Un Chien Andalou, right? Sometimes
Yeah,
they
yeah,
show
yeah.
that you
Slice of
can
the
easily see
eyeballs.
them doing
Yeah,
that
yeah.
with this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. But actually, in a way, that diminishes it as well, because I think that um, um, I think as you say, I think it is best viewed as a a tirade of imagery, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So it is not exactly an assault on the senses, but I think that it, my experience is informed by the fact that I didn't really know what was going on. However, I had a lot of complex, sometimes horrific imagery
yes,
coming my way in a regular,
yes.
cyclical kind of way.
It's interesting, isn't it, that you often see it listed as well as a horror film. It is listed as in the horror genre, which I don't know if I
I
would put
wouldn't.
it category
No, I
myself.
don't agree with
But
that.
I
No.
can see where people are coming from. There's definitely there 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 are things that are familiar from the horror genre. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, to a certain degree, but I don't. I really don't agree with that. I think
No,
that
I
this
wouldn't
is
call it a
more
horror film.
about.
No, no.
No, no, no.
But it
But
is
this
a
is more
film
about
you could
human.
study if you were going to make a horror film.
Yes. Yeah, 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 for sure.
Uh,
But yeah, I think it's yeah. But again, I say again, I think that had we walked, had we all walked, all our audience here, all
mm.
five of us, walked into an art
Five's a
house
bit ambitious,
cinema,
Darren.
but walked into an art house cinema in New York in 1973 and
Right,
been told this is a new film that someone has made in the village, right?
right.
We would completely buy it. That it was a product of
Yeah, no, no,
the
agreed,
70s,
agreed.
the 60s, 50s, whenever. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny, I was thinking about it, I was wondering why, and it does work on that level because I don't understand. I have no way of dissecting why, but for some reason, that whole sequence when he enters the raffle and wins the chest of drawers and is carrying it down the street and a big smile on his face, that whole thing gave me great joy. And I'm not quite sure why.
Quite wholesome, to
It
be
was.
fair.
But
Yeah,
he's so
yeah.
pleased, isn't he? The look on his when he
Well,
gets the
because
ticket and everything, and then he's
well, if you think about it, it's the only win he has in the entire film, isn't it?
yeah, that's true. Yeah, the rest of it's kind of
Because he's
bleak.
not. The rest is a bit bad, isn't it?
Yeah, very hot dancer in it as well.
Hmm. Yeah,
Although she dances a bit too much because her feet start to bleed.
that's true. Yeah,
Although
but
I
no,
don't know, maybe in real life that is a dancer's lot, right? I'm sure ballet dancers, for example, mangle the fuck out of their
oh,
feet.
no doubt. Yeah, 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 yeah. So yeah, no, I think, and again, I don't think I'm 100% comprehending everything that
No,
goes
me
on in this
neither.
film, but
And plus, as
as
well,
a,
we're
as a
missing a third, so you know, uh,
yeah, but as a
all of us are.
progression of imagery,
Oh yeah,
I was
absolutely. That's what
very
it
happy
is.
with it. Yeah,
That bit,
yeah.
like at the beginning, you get the flood and the rain, and then there's that woman, the other woman dancing, not our usual dancer, and there's like a weird spinning, like
Mm.
furry ball or something behind her. Like I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what that
yeah.
is, but it's just
No, I don't know.
um
Yeah.
yeah, maybe think of yeah, like some. It looks like something out of like Metropolis or something. No, it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, no, no, it's a fascinating artifact, I think, and a nice
Mm.
kind of. I think between this and Asylum, I think we've got off to a good start here. I think.
Yeah, we've established the flavor.
Yes, I've quite
Yeah.
enjoyed this, but now, Darren,
Yeah,
comes
me too.
the most fun part, which is how we argue about how we're going to do this.
Right.
So bear
Right.
with
Okay.
us,
So
all 5 viewers.
right. So you put on Facebook, right, the link to the random
Oh, okay. Well,
word
the thing is,
generator.
I don't have hang on now. Well, I tell you what, because my internet is being slow, you do this. It might be quicker. That's all I'm going to do is basically go to
Okay.
Google or your search engine of choice and type
Okay.
in random word generator, right?
Okay.
And then you'll get a
Right.
list of them. I'm assuming
Right. Hang on.
websites.
Hang on now.
It's not
You're gonna
necessary
see.
due to stand up, is it?
Well, it is just so I can get at the.
All right. Okay. Oh, it's Tom Baker.
It is.
Didn't notice that before.
The caption
Top
says, "I
10.
deny this reality."
Yeah. Top
Sorry.
10 Tom Baker Doctor Who serials.
Oh, interesting. The Devils is in there. Is it the Devils?
What are you doing?
Right, I won't bet. I'm trying to find the
Oh, you
fucking
answering my
word
question. All right.
generator.
Sorry. You mean the demons?
Demons. That's it. That's
But
it.
that's John
Yeah, that
Pertwee.
was good.
That's John Pertwee.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the Dalek one, Genesis of the Daleks, I think it is very
All
good.
right. Yeah. I was
Uh,
watching the Demons recently, actually, and that's very Nigel Neal inspired.
it is, yeah.
But also, what I was reminded of in retrospect is how John Pertwee, especially his relationship with Joe, is the
Mm,
most Mac Daddy pimp of all the Doctors. Like
yeah,
the
yeah,
fucking
he is.
mind
Yeah,
games he plays with Joe. Like Joe is always desperate to impress the Doctor.
yeah, and and
He,
and she's kind of not emasculated, whatever the feminine
yes,
equivalent.
absolutely.
Yeah,
You know that scene in the Mac where he takes all his hose out to the planetarium and he's like the
yeah,
voice of God. John
yeah, yeah,
Pertwee's
yeah,
done that to Joe in
yeah,
Doctor Who.
absolutely. I can't fucking work this out.
Did you go
Why
to,
can't I find a random word
you went to Google,
generator?
typed random word generator, right?
Yeah,
And you're not getting a list of websites
well,
for
I
random
am,
word.
but when I go to them,
Yeah.
I'm kind of it's not giving me a button to press. Oh,
Do
hang
you
on.
now
Yeah,
see,
I've
do
got
you
it
now
now.
understand, Darren, why this was not a good idea? You,
No,
you, you,
no, 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 no. It is
you
a good idea.
underestimated our
No,
powers of
no,
fucking.
no, 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 no. Right. Okay. Now
All right,
then.
random word
So we are
generator.
now right. We are now going to share the screen.
Oh, you found something? Because I found one straight away.
I think I found something.
There's one literally called randomwordgenerator.com. But here we go. Let's see what you got. It doesn't really matter.
Right. Okay. So share.
Right. Because I've already got the
Share a
word, but
random word generator.
yeah, if you click on it, it'll just come
Realec.
up a random word.
Generate words.
No, not, well, that's, no, Darren, type in randomwordgenerator.com. What the fuck is this now?
I don't know. That was meant to be. Right, hang
Right. Well,
on.
so see, I've already done it and I've got the word. Shall I tell you what the word is?
Okay, just
Yeah.
tell
Can
me
you
what the
make
word
this
is.
flux go away? How do I?
Hang on.
Yeah, that's the other reason I don't
Yes.
want to do this. I don't want my search history to come up with.
Okay. Now then. Stop share. There we are. There we are. There we are. There we are.
Has your screen gone back to normal, is it?
Yeah.
Because mine this end hasn't, but I don't know what it's recording. Anyway,
Okay,
it
no,
doesn't
it should
matter
be
because this is the
recording
end of the show. Um, right. The random
You might
word
have to do a bit of
generated.
editing on that.
Here's
Go
a,
on, carry
hang
on.
on, drum roll,
Hang on.
drum
Drrrr,
roll. The random
drrrr.
word generated is sex.
Oh, it's all a bit too easy, aren't they?
Yeah, but that's quite a lot of latitude. It's almost too much latitude, really, there.
Maybe we should have films with the word sex in the title.
It is whatever you want it to be.
No, fair play.
That's the random word generated. Now I don't know what's going on your end, but for the past minute, my end, it's just Zoom in huge letters and us scrunched up the top.
No, I'm back to normal.
And also I'm frozen, so I can't um stop the
You're not
recording even.
okay. You're not frozen to me.
Okay. So I don't know how this is going
So
to play out but this is the end anyway, so it doesn't matter. Anyway,
okay,
the point is sex.
sex. Stay
Yeah.
tuned, viewers. Sex is coming at you. Clive sex, Darren sex, and if you're very lucky, animal sex.